They are dreaming once again at the Theatre of Dreams. Manchester United have only lost once in their last 19 in all competitions. Rio, Paul and Jolyon with me. Deep breath. Jolyon, what was your biggest concern or disappointment from the City point of view?
Yeah, the result, obviously. Derby day win. You want to do that for the fans. And it's been a disappointing result, game and week. But for me personally, it's the detriment it does to potential title race. Bigger picture, and the greatest respect to United and who they are. This is a derby game, but for Man City, it's about winning the title. And obviously, that's detriment to them today.
That's a little dig there, isn't it? He couldn't help himself.
A little one.
He couldn't help himself.
It was all City at the start of the second half, though, Jolyon. They took the lead. Just have your moment here and just talk us through how they picked Man United apart for that goal.
No, obviously, Pep recognised the frailties in the first half, and he tweaked it a little bit, and then Kevin De Bruyne exploits the space, and unlike the first half, he played the ball to the back stick, and Jack Grealish, great substitution, obviously came on and scored the goal. But listen, at this stage of the game, City are comfortable, not creating loads of chances, but very comfortable in possession and been able to create the tempo. But yeah, obviously the outcome of the game isn't great.
And that was their only shot on target. They didn't have a shot on target in the game against Southampton as well. Yeah,
again, that would be worrying. The fact that over 2 games, it's one shot on target isn't great viewing for City. And unlike Pep's teams and that we've come to see, but again, there's obviously something going on there. But I'm not too worried. It's 2 games over the course of the season. I'm sure there'll be trophies there at the end.
And be honest, at that point, Paul, did you genuinely think Man United had a chance of coming back?
I thought if they get 1, there's a good chance of getting 2. It's always likely to happen over the atmosphere. As Jolyon said, I thought City were in good control of the game. 20 minutes after half-time, you was slightly worried. I thought Marcus looked injured to me. He looked like he was injured or lazy. I'm not sure what it was. But these superstar players, they can produce moments that win games, and you have to keep them on the pitch at all times. And I think a special mention for Garnacho as well. I thought it was a massive influence when he came on. Arguably a bit more of an influence than Anthony was, and he's shown when he's come into the game he can beat a man. He's so quick and create a goal. It looks like he's going to score. He runs through all the time, and he made United look really dangerous. And
that equaliser is the controversial goal. Rashford was clearly offside, Rio. Peter Walton, though, saying he left it, didn't touch the ball, wasn't interfering with an opponent. I think I know what you're going to say, but how did you see it?
It's a goal. No, I just don't think Marcus doesn't impact any of the defenders' running strides, running patterns or positions. And I think it's intelligent from him. He's probably had a shout from Bruno, but intelligent from all of them. It's a great pass initially. He is offside for Rashford, but it's a fantastic finish after that. Cool, calm, collected, clinical. But I just don't feel that any of the defenders can really impact this play.
He's interfering with nobody, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not interfering with any of the defenders. He doesn't touch the ball, I think, will have a big influence on it. And you have to say at the end of it, good communication from Bruno. He must have been shouting Marcus to leave it. It's a lovely finish.
Yeah, Paul recognised straight away that he wasn't interfering, and I was just hoping he'd dummied the ball in some way, so Bruno could finish it off. But yeah, it's onside.
Any defender, though, going to expect that not to be given?
That's the rule. That's the part of the rule I don't like. The defender's done well to play offside, and he's interfering in the run and in anticipation of the defender. So I seen it the other day against, I think it was Wolves, Liverpool, in a similar situation. I'm thinking if he's not there, then the defender clears that up. But yeah, again, it's one of them. Marcus actually isn't interfering. He's offside, but he's interfering.
Some will say, City fans, it's at Oldtrafford, Manchester United getting the decisions.
Well, you've got to put yourself in the position to get the decisions, and you've got to make yourself a dangerous team at times. And I thought we didn't do that as much as you would have liked here at Old Trafford. But when we did, I said we got in there and we were clinical. But people, listen, they're going to say, because it's Old Trafford here and there with certain decisions gone on in a year. I think, listen, over a quarter of a season, it all weighs itself out.
And then just 4 minutes later, you already spoke about Garnacho. Just talk us through how good he was in the build-up to that winner.
I think he's been good every time I've seen him this season. I think he's been a real threat. As I said, I thought he probably should have come on before Anthony, although Anthony, he does have his strengths, don't get me wrong, but this lad is direct. He doesn't care. There's no fear in a young player. He wants to score goals and he wants to make goals, and he's more than capable of doing it. You see against Aki, you fancy him, but it's only his first ball wasn't great. He got away with that one a little bit. And then all he does is he puts it into an area, and thankfully Marcus is there, and the 4 Marcus is on. You expect him to score, and he slides it on it. So
you know what?
big win.
He's a player who is, with his age, he has no fear and he's not affected by reputations.
No,
I mean, like you, for
doesn't
instance,
care.
I see a lot of wingers face up with someone like Kyle Walker, and because of his reputation and his attributes, pace, strength, etc., probably come back and keep passing it backwards. But him, oh no, that was a winning goal. That's what happens. Wow, but yeah, sorry.
On fire, isn't he, though, Marcus Rashford at the moment? Just flying, especially here at home.
He's unstoppable. As I said, for the first 70 minutes, I thought there was something wrong with him, honestly. I thought, well, he did obviously look like he was injured, but he just didn't look the same. He looked like his appetite had gone a little bit. But as I said, with these players, they can win you games at any point of the game. They can just turn it on like that. And the speed, the power, the strength, the finishing ability. And again, he's won United another game today.
Well, I'm sure Pep Guardiola wasn't happy with that equaliser. We can hear from the Manchester City boss now with Des.
Pep, how do you react to that? There's a lot of tempers in the tunnel, and at the end of the match, unhappy with some of the decisions there?
The game was really good. We played really good, and in our levels that we play against them all the time, they are an incredible threat in the transitions, in the counterattacks, and but the game, I congratulate the team, and it's proud to come here and play with this personality, and they run behind us and expect one actions and punish us in the transitions.
Is there any dispute from your side about the first goal, whether Rashford was offside?
Well, Rashford offside, Bruno Fernandes no, intervene Rashford or not, distract our keeper and distract our central defenders. The rule, I don't know is the rule, but I know where we play.
And Haaland as well, another penalty claim there as well, which was waved away.
I asked, but
yeah, no answer. But you seem to have control in the second half, didn't you? And then it just.
But in the first, except 5-10 minutes, because our fullbacks were not in the right position, but the second half was really good. And of course, in these stadiums, always you have to do it. But yeah, we missed a little bit our threat up front, our players up front. We were a little bit disconnected, but it's not easy. They follow man to man. The switch of plays, the fullbacks are close to our wingers, but yeah, I think we make a fantastic game. So counting the quality of the opener.
And it's a good assessment. It's a long season. There's plenty of games to play yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. We cannot win, so we won a lot. So it's not a problem. The problem is behave and perform like we have done. Always we are focused on that. So Carabao Cup is out. What it doesn't matter. But we didn't perform how we were, how we are, and today we perform. And after the win another club. So, but now is don't be distracted for what happened today in the first goal and focusing, of course, in Spurs and in a few days.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Pep Guardiola saying Manchester City played a good game. If Arsenal, though, win the North London derby tomorrow, Jolien, they can go 8 points clear. How significant do you think this could be in the title race context?
Yeah, it'll be huge if they go on to win that game. But obviously, they've still got to play Arsenal twice. Arsenal still got to play United. So there's still a lot of games to be played and points to be won. And said if Arsenal go unbeaten in all them games and beat United and City convincingly in the coming weeks, then they will go on to deservedly win the title. But like I said, there's so much football to be played, and now you can hopefully gain on experience. And the City group and the City squad have been in this position over the last 5 or 6 years numerous times. So hopefully that bodes well for them at the end of the season.
Do you know the confidence that gives you, though? When you watch a game like this, the confidence it gives this Arsenal team, they must be sitting there licking their lips, can't wait for this game. Huge game, but they can't wait for this game. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, well, Eric Ten Hag, for him, he's turning Man United into a force to be reckoned with. They're just a point behind City now. We can hear from the Man United boss with Des.
Eric, that's a big result. You must be delighted, not just with the result, but with the manner how you fought back.
I think with the performance as well. I think first half we play very well, and we defend very well. We are proactive. We break good opportunities we create in the breaks. So yeah, I was really happy in halftime with that. We should have 1-0 up, but it wasn't. And then after halftime, it changed. We had to sub Anthony Martial. Had some complaints, and then changes obviously the game. City came in the game. We were not that proactive anymore. And just before I want to change, then they score. And you're running after facts. But then what you say, the spirit in the team is so huge. The belief is there that the game is 90 minutes and that they can fight back. They keep believing it and they turn around. And so I'm really happy with that performance of the team.
Bit of a dispute about the first goal, whether Marcus was interfering with play as Bruno scored. How did you see it?
Yeah, I can see that from the other side as well. But I think when you see the rules, of course, it's a confusing moment for the back line of the opponent. But when you follow the rules, he didn't touch the ball, he was not interfering, and then it's a goal because Bruno came from the back. Yeah, but I can see from the other side as well. Yeah.
Marcus Rashford, I mean, it looked like he was out in the first half. It looked like he was pulling up with an injury, but you can see how strong he is and how confident he is. And he had that pre-season as well. That's obviously made him physically stronger.
Yeah, but players have to be resilient, and you get kicked in a game, and obviously it happened and it hurts. But yeah, you have to keep going. You have to do it to get the right result, to get the right performance, and fight and deal with that painful moment, or even if it keeps painful, you have to contribute. Game will go on, and that's what he did today. And you see, he got rewarded for it, and the team got rewarded for it. In top football, you have to suffer, sacrifice for getting the right result and to win something.
And we talked before the game about testing yourself against the best. This is a step up for Manchester United in terms of display.
I think that's the right conclusion. It's another step forward, and I think the belief is back, but we are in a good direction, but there's still has a long to come, and you have to see today as well. And City is, I think, the best playing team in this league with Arsenal, and they are good as well. And you have to work out of possession. If you want to get a result, you have to be really good in the defending, and I think that is what we did. And then still, they have qualities in a split moment to score a goal. We have seen that today. So one mistake and they score. But also, you get rewarded when you do well, when you get the right organization, when you get the right intensity, when you are coming into the duels and you win them. Then you can get the right duels of the right result on the game, and you get the right spaces, and then on ball. In possession, also you have to do something with those spaces, and I think I have to, really compliment the team for that.
Congratulations, Eric. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was seen as a real test of Manchester United's progress under Erik ten Hag today. What did we learn, Paul? Because that's now 9 wins in a row in all competitions.
Well, we've learned that they can beat a big team when the pressure's on, when they needed to. You know, you asked really a question about are they in the title race before. I think you have to say they are. I think if they keep people fit, they're 1 point behind City now. And City, to me, are still the favourites. They're still the best team in this league. It's OK winning games now. It's like we said before, March, April time, it's so hard to win those games. Arsenal are doing really well. They look a really good team. Injuries could affect them. And inexperience. They've got a manager who hasn't won a league title. They've got players who haven't won trophies, really. So, look, there's 20 games to go. Man United, City, 20 games, Arsenal, 21 games. There's so far to go in this. This could change by February.
A lot of football to be played, absolutely. They haven't finished above City since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. Does it feel like they're closer than ever to achieving that?
Well, they're closing the gap slightly, yeah, but I still think there's a major way to go. I think the gulf between the clubs is still huge. Don't let this result kind of take the way you're looking at things and become unrealistic. Man United has still got a way to go, but they're on the right road now. And I think Man United fans, I felt something in this ground today that I hadn't felt for a long time. There was a belief, there was a connection between the pitch, the players on the pitch and the fans again, because there's a committed team out there that are willing to fight, who won't fold under pressure, who won't fold when there's a bit of a bad spell in the game. And that can only be good for the future of this team. But the manager, I think he has to have huge compliments right now, because he's building a team that are up for the fight.
Casemiro said he's obsessed with winning more than any other manager he's worked with, and he's worked with Ancelotti, Zidane, Benitez. He says he's absolutely obsessed with winning.
Well, I think you listen to the points and the key things he talks about there is like commitment, and he's really kind of meticulous with his approach to it, and the way that you can tell he breaks the games down. He does a lot of work and is diligent behind the scenes, and then carries that out on a training pitch. And you can see that there's patterns of play. Pep said it. What's the difference between this Man United team to the one they played against when they beat him 6-3? He says, I can see patterns of play. That comes from the training ground. So there's work being done, and you're seeing the fruits out here.
And they nullified Haaland as well today, Jolien. Are Man City better with Erling Haaland or just different?
Different. I think you can only say different. I think the goals he scored proved that he's effective. They can dominate teams. It was, 100 and so days he'd scored a hat-trick in his fixture, so they can't be worse with him in the team. Someone that scores you this amount of goals at this stage of the season doesn't make teams worse. The argument with Cristiano when he was here, so in regards to a goal scorer that makes a team worse is strange to me. But yeah, this is frustrating. He hasn't scored in a couple of weeks. They haven't created enough chances to win games, and as I said, I'm sure Pep's going to look at that and try to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Bruno Fernandes got the man of the match, but should we give a bit of credit to Luke Shaw before we leave as well, Paul? What did you think of him today?
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant, especially in key moments in the second half. The last 5 minutes when they're going for it, a really good header at the back post. These two will probably know more than that positioning-wise for me, but yeah, he was really aggressive, really strong. And I think they miss him in that left-back area, but he has come in well and looks really good and assured at the centre-half. I think, looking at United's style and where they're at, I think the manager, he wants to get to a City style of play. At some point, he'll expect his team to be dominant in possession, creating chances all the time. But he's realised that he hasn't got that type of players yet. They're not quite good enough to do that, and he's found a way to win, and you've got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, going back to the Shaw thing, I think he looks the most composed player in possession, especially at centre-half. I think he's just looked assured there, and he looked like he's played there for seasons. So when he's in there, he hasn't caused any problems, and I'm surprised why opposition teams haven't targeted him, especially physically.
Jolien, don't worry, he'll get over it soon. That's all we've got time for, guys. We've run out of time. Thank you very much for your company today. Manchester is red.